Well, I don't think theater acting or theater directing is very related to any element of movie making, really. Theater is a living organism. Theater is ephemeral. And theater isn't a series of images, almost all of which are highly manipulated. It's a living thing. So for me, I would compare it to, there are some musicians who play one instrument and play it very well. There are some who play several, even very well. So I would say film acting, say, and theater acting are music, but played by very different instruments, because, say, the ability to improvise, the ability to change what you do every night on a stage, but still be true to the story, that doesn't do any good in cinema. It's not what cinema is at all. The ability to reflect and contemplate on what you do is also very necessary in theater and not necessary at all in cinema. Look at it this way, there are artists who do line drawings and there are artists who do paintings. Theater for the actor, I think, is more like painting, and cinema for the actor is more like a line drawing. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not a criticism. It's not even really a comparison. It's an explanation. So I'm not saying if you have a line drawing of Dali's to go out and burn it. I'm saying they're not the same form, really. Well, for some, I've just read the script. For some films I've done, it wasn't possible for me to read the script because it would just have been too difficult. It really depends. If it's about a particular thing, or I'm playing somebody with a certain body of knowledge about a topic or an occupation that is visible in the film, then I try to learn how to do that, whether when I did really the first film I ever had released, called Places in the Heart, I had to cane chairs, and so I learned how to do that with my eyes closed. Personally, I wouldn't have sat on one of the chairs I caned, but I did learn how. When I did, say, Shadow of a Vampire, which is a film about Murnau, sort of very loosely based on the making of Nosferatu, then I watched Nosferatu a few times. I read a few books about Murnau. I read a lot of what's he called, the Englishman who's the big vampire expert. who wrote The Vampire in Europe and The Vampire, His Kith and Kin. If I do a film I just finished a film based on an American comic book from the 70s set after the Civil War. So I read quite a bit about that because I did some degree of writing on it too. But it really depends. I don't have a set method. You have to remember, as an actor, you choose from amongst that which you have been chosen for. So, that's the first thing. And B, so in other words, I don't think of myself as the King of France. I don't know why you would ask me to play the King of France. But someone did. Or the King of England. Or le Baron Cherlus. Or Klimt. Or an English...
or Cyrus the Virus.
Or Cyrus the Virus. Or an English... nitwit who goes around London pretending to be Stanley Kubrick. I don't know why people ask me to do things. You'd really have to ask them. And as far as is there some added challenge or enjoyment in playing someone, quote, bad? No. I mean, I don't think the work's the same if you do, I don't know, The Changeling, or if you do In the Line of Fire. It's the same.
But a lot of stars, they tend to develop the films just, to fulfill their, acting wish, some star vehicles. And if you have the producing company, did you sometimes try that? That you said, oh my God, I didn't play King of France yet, so, let the guys come up with the ideas, how could I get this script done?
That's so funny.
Thank you.
My partners, I don't think in their wildest dreams would think of developing a film for me, and if they did, I'd quit. And I'd go even further. If they did, we never would have been partners in the first place. That's just not how we operate, and we've never even had in development something really for me to act in. I've sort of had to act a little part in one or two of our films, but that was about getting the financing. It wasn't anything else.